Welcome back. We're doing our rounds once again for the NPC, so we're here at the Harken Gate, and then we're going to be heading off somewhere else that I completely forgot until someone reminded me down in a comment. Indeed. The Colonel, who's rumoured to be an elite strategist, came here for a meal the other day. He was a perfect gentleman, unlike the rugged soldiers who work here for the fort. I think I may have just fallen for him. Oh my. It's unbelievable to think that there is such a paragon of a man in this world. Oh. I thought we only had one guy in the clink for that petty eat and run crime. Now we've got the guys who attacked the airliner in custody too. What's that? We don't have them? Oh dear. Those sky bandits are more slippery than a greased palm to catch. Not to mention they've got wings, and that only adds to the difficulty. Oh my. People have definitely moved on, haven't they? It's missing one person in there. I was finally able to get all the paperwork done to leave this country. But during my layover here, I used all my travel money eating and drinking. Then again, I've always lived my life on a whim. Unable to... Welcome to the Harken Gate. Aren't you the braces you put us into prison not that long ago? Why do you gotta make me remember all the bad things? At least you were cleared of any wrongdoing, right? So, welcome to the Harken Gate. Hi there, you guys. You have some business with the general? Hi there, you guys. I'd love it if he just constantly said, hi there, you guys, like, you okay? Hi there, you guys. Like, oh, alright. Let us in. General. Again, I want to speak to him across the table. I was like, oh. What do you want? Are you still loitering around here? I'm only going to tell you this once. This incident is under the jurisdiction of the army. Interfere again and you won't find any clemency here. The general's looking rather pale in the face. He must be really tired. I guess they've been giving their all in the search as well. I'm only going to tell you this once. The incident is under the jurisdiction of the army. But again, and you won't find any clemency here. Very well. I do like the fact, like, my mind basically assumed... What's the best way to put it? I assumed the same context of, like, what was going on in Erebonia here, and it's like, no, it's a different situation. It's a different political situation. I need to adjust my thoughts. Because it's like, well, clearly it's going to be the army as part of this whole entire scheme. Nope. Nope. After a good night's sleep, I feel refreshed. I better hurry and grab a bite to eat while I still have time. Indeed. Just go on lying around. Yeah, they do that. They're not too aware of problems with that idea. Man, am I beat. Right now, I'd rather sleep than eat or take a shower. I mean, go do that then. I suppose you might be on duty. Just wondering if we could cut? If we can cut, if we can put Oliver back in there. Let's see what he'd say. 10 years ago, there used to be a village called Hamel. What? Did there? That's sat just beyond the border. I felt that it could even be seen from here. Seems as though the village completely vanished during the 100 Days War. Ever since the Liberl army never invaded the Empire's borders. Don't understand how that could have happened. What? Hamel? I've never heard of it. It's not on any maps. Strangely. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Shush. Shush, I told you to shush. I'm not going to know that. It looks like we've hit a brick wall in our search for the sky bandits. We've been using patrol ships to search the northern mountain regions, but we've still come up empty-handed. Sewers, maybe? I'm trying to think, like, where would they be then? It's very sort of like, Right, so that's not what I wanted. Where do I want? We're not over there. Why does it say we're at the Chrome Pass? We're clearly over here. What? clearly up there at the Harking Gate, and you're saying I'm at the Chrome Pass? Or is that where I've got to go? Or is that what... That just seems very strange. Ow. Do 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 do. Yeah. Such a good tune, that. Ow. So good, so good. Right, we need to head for that random guy that we found. Yep, I'm concentrating on not running into things. That random guy we found in the Misty area. Oh. It's fine though, it's not that much of a pain running away from things, it's funny in a way now. I've never actually been bothered by that, in case you're wondering. It's not been an actual problem I've been like, oh, that ruins the game. It's just like, it's just a funny quirk. It's the best way I'd put it. There's nothing in this game I've got anything like a negative towards at this point. Really. Just like, no. I'm literally trying to think of like a negative I got towards this game. It's like, I'm coming up short of nothing. So even stuff like, well, the NPCs reset differently, isn't it? It's stuff that, for this being like the first one in like the series of like this series of Legend Heroes, not all of it, I know, just like this, the Zumerio stuff. It's like, it's sort of like, I excuse it on some things because it's like, well, we see later on they develop from that, so it's like, well, I know they thought about it and progressed, so it's like, I've got nothing to complain about at all, really, so far. Lack of voice acting again. It's like one of those things where it's like, that develops and they do add it, even they had the Japanese, didn't they, in the Evo Evolution versions, and then eventually in the English versions they did give it dubs, so no, I can't even complain about that. There's literally nothing to complain about with this game so far, which is a great sign. What a surprise to have visitors. You don't appear to be mountain climbers, but you seem rather worn out. How about lying down and resting for a bit? Look to use anything you like in this place. Oh, is he not? Share a meal? Share a meal? Nope, it's just that, okay. I was hoping he was going to say more, but clearly not. Right then. May as well use it. Do 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 do. Guess we'll be going then. Got to remember to check back in on him at a later date. There's like literally no reason for him to be here. Because that's like that would, I would say, if this was my first playthrough, not my first playthrough, if this was my first Kiseki, whatever you want to call it, game, then I would have similar complaints to when I first played Cold Steel 1 about the pacing and stuff like that. But it's like, well, now I can see and understand how the pacing works. It's fine. It's like, I see what they're doing. I know how these games work now. And it's fine. It's lovely. There's no pacing issues whatsoever, which is just so strange. I feel that is a thing. Whichever, like, Kiseki Legend Heroes you first come to, you're gonna find that slow. The first one you do. I feel that's gonna be a pattern with people. Like, you'll find it slow until the pieces click and you see what they're doing and it's like, oh. I already had that though in Cold Steel 1, so it's like, well, now I don't have it in Trails in the Sky, so it's like, yeah, it's just genuinely a good game. I see where the story is going. I can see the patterns forming already. All over the place. I don't think I'm going to dismiss the fact that Estelle pointed out that Joshua seemed to have a split personality. She said it as a joke, but they always foreshadow in these games. So, I'm keeping an eye on Joshua now, and it's like, that's how my mind works with these things. Like, I'm keeping an eye on him. It's like, like little things that have connected in my head in that regard. Like, because he was very aware when we got to the top of the tower in the Bose, not the Bose region, Roland region, the Emberl? What was it? What, not the Emberl, the Green Tower. The first tower we went to. When we met the professor at the top for the first time. He was aware he was there. That's not really a thing he's shown to have an ability to do. It's like, how did you sense he was there? How did you know he was there? It's just sort of like, I'm starting to have theories about Joshua going on in my head. But it's that sort of thing like, again, it's how these games work. It's like, nothing seems obvious. Yet when you put pieces together, you can make wild theories that then can seem obvious. Is the best way to put it. It's like, they sprinkle stuff throughout nicely, I feel, in this series. I'm just wondering, it's one of the things what I'm analysing here is, do these games work the same as Cold Steel in that regard, where it's like, you can do that if you pay attention, because you know how much I did that in Cold Steel and how well that turned out. It seems as though the missing airliner was found. However, since the criminals weren't apprehended, these security checks are going to continue for a while. Guess we can consider this sort of like a theory episode. If I was going to have one complaint, it's in terms of how I do videos, and it's like, that's not the game's fault, is it? At all. No, it's just that there's no stopping point for me to do theories. There's no, like, cube house, schoolhouse. It's like, there's none of that. So it's like, I have to try and pick my points. Probably at the end of a chapter, maybe. It seems as though the missing airliner was found. Ever since the criminals weren't apprehended, security checks are going to continue for a while. Most wise, most wise. The area is covered with mountains and filled with monsters. Not to mention there are big vicious ones roaming around. Daily training is an essential part of being a soldier here. It is odd your name's Usher. That's essentially what you're doing. Private Usher. It appears that General Morgan has narrowed his search area to the northern mountains. So the Sky Bandits have been lurking somewhere along the border, huh? Here's the general. Oh, yeah. All soldiers are allotted at least 6 hours of sleep. That's because they can't fight to their full ability if they have insufficient rest. 6? Just 6? I'd have gone with 7 or 9. I think that's the more optimum one, isn't it? Someone let me know. I'm not a sleep psychiatrist. I was trying to make a weird version of scientist, but it didn't work. I was thinking psychologist at the same time. I was trying to combine them in a strange way. It sounded really, really fancy, but it came out really weird. It came out really weird, is the best way of putting it. So yeah, does anybody know what's like the optimum sleep? Because I know 8 isn't exactly optimum. That's generally what's considered optimum. We'll have you, Shining Bomb, if I can have you. We'll have you, mate, Shadow Spear. Right. Also got some other things going on here now, like Diamond Dust, which I haven't seen, so let's actually have a look at that if we can, because it's after the palm. So it may, in fact, die. H5 beam. Or it might run away. Yeah. We get to see Diamond Dust, that's fine. Need to get... This is the thing. I actually did want to sort out Olivier's quartz, but I need to unlock his final slot. And I can't do that, because if I go do that, I'll get stuck. Because I did try and do that, and then try and leave the area. And I get stuck because Shera says stuff. I'll show you once we get there. How stuck we get. And it was like, well, I need to go speak to the NPCs. I don't want to miss that. It's important. Just go check one final time. Stolen ring. Yes, Bose South block. That's what we're after. Right, so... Right, now if I try and leave, there's probably still more important information we haven't gathered. We should continue to ask around a bit longer and see what we could come up with. Is that I just wanted to unlock his final slot. Like here, I could still do stuff and everything like that, but it's like... it's a shame. Could have had it all sorted. So let's see here. I should, in theory, be able to get... I was going to say, in theory, I should be able to get diamond dust. And I can, so... There we go. Happy with that. Right, so let's do this methodically. Speak to you. It seems that the group of sky bandits in the old mine consisted of 2 females and a male. Rumor has it, they've even got children in the mix. Oh. What? Those people weren't sky bandits? Oh dear. Hello, hello. The woman living here said that she had a precious memento taken by these crooks. Oops, me might pick me up. Let's pretend like I didn't just tell you that. What I meant to say is, why don't you just ask her about it after I've done here? You told me again, mate. Oh, that is him. I'll be done here in a minute, so would you kids mind keeping your nose out of things? Alright, so nothing around there. Let's go. Oh, hello. Yay, this one turned out really cute. Niall, is this how you wanted this one? Yeah, sure. Something like that. Well, we really got screwed, you know that. Good afternoon. Are you working on another story? Looks like you two are on the trail of a scoop again. Hey, it's you kids. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see that they let you out of the clinker. Yeah, I heard about all you kids getting arrested by the army up at the old mine. You certainly had me worried. Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village. Keep an eye on that. Hey now, what kind of face is that? Don't tell me you blame us. Did you go and check out the abandoned mine yourselves? Yeah, we did yesterday. But it was after you all had already been hauled off. We could have had a really great shot of your arrest had we been there. It really guts me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot. I swear, you people in the news business. But anyway, I was wondering if you thought this looked like the handiwork of the Sky Bandits. It sure looks that way to me. Seems that the army is sniffing around for clues too. But to be honest, it looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore. I see, that does make things a bit more difficult. I forgot to go to the village. Whoops. I see, that does make things a bit more difficult. Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask you this then? Do you know from whence the Sky Bandits entered town? According to the witness statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate. Well, that's awfully strange. Mayor's residence and Bose Market are right through the west gate. And it seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative. When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. If you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway? I'm glad you asked. I'm Olivier Lenheim, a wandering bard and a gifted musician, a prince among men. I'm sure you've heard rumors about me, right? Yes. Oh, right. You're the guy who drank wine without paying at that classy restaurant. Takes guts to stiff such a big bill. It's an honor to meet you, sir. You're making me blush. I'm ready for my interview any time, so don't hesitate to ask. Wow, really? I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap. These two are very much alike. I'm not even going to ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you. That would be for the best. Indeed. Thanks to your shenanigans, pages of the next issue are going to be filled with some real gripping headlines. Let me know if you get any other scoops. Oh dear, oh dear. The newest model of camera on display here was stolen. Do you think the Sky Bandits have an interest in photography? No. Wow. Looks like the burglars made off with nearly everything. Could have sworn that my boss locked up last night. It looks like the store was hit by the burglars as well. Guess this isn't the time to be talking about business deals. Even still, I We've got reporters already on the scene. Why doesn't somebody hurry up and call the Bracer Guild? My factory. My factory and all my goods, they're gone. I've got to report this to either the army or the Bracer Guild ASAP. Now hold on just a minute. If either of one of those groups saw what was written in that stolen ledger... Yikes, I'd be in a world of hurt. Right, so... I'm imagining it's going to be in something like a box or something like that was stolen that they thought was like a trinket or something like that, or an ornament or something like that. And it's going to be incriminating. If one of those groups saw what was written in that stolen ledger, like, yeah... that's intriguing. That's very, very intriguing. Damn it. My shop got ripped off by a bunch of thieving criminals. You seem to have most of your stuff still. And they took off of every last one of my pricey goods, too. How does this have to happen to me at a time when there are hardly any goods around to begin with? Are you the braces we heard about? Since the mayor has asked you to look into things, I have no choice but to allow it. Just don't get in the way of the army's investigation. I can't believe these sky bandits managed to circumvent our search and just walked right into town and burglarized a bunch of places. We were really outdone this time. But how did they manage that? It's intriguing, isn't it? Yes. I was shocked, I say, when I heard about the South Block being hit by burglars. Marano's mother was here alone, you see. Oh dear. Fortunately, this house was untouched by the burglars. But it's times like this that it makes you feel uneasy when there's no man at home. I'm just glad that Marano brought Simon over to watch the house. Good old Simon. Now we've got burglars running amok in the city? I swear, what's happening in Bose? I'm just glad they left the house alone. I'm baffled as to why. They certainly didn't do their homework on this city. It is just like, they hit these places specifically. Why? Something going on here, obviously. Just trying to put pieces in my head together. It's like, Not trying to be rude, but this is an official investigation. Move it along. Stop being rude. I'm trying to ask a few questions here. Would you mind getting out of the way? Alright, fine. Assuming it. Hey! You there! What? Is something wrong? I thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, at the end of the day, you are still civilians. We cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation. Who do you think you're talking to? Your advice seems rather more like a threat. I'm just saying you need to know your place. If you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out of here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then I'm going to have to give you a personal invitation to jail. Forget about it, Estelle. There's no use arguing with these, gentlemen. For an ass in a lion's skin, you sure know how to throw your weight around, Mr. Soldier. What did you just say? May I ask what's going on here? Hello? Colonel? For a soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens? That is an outright embarrassment to us all. But these aren't just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild. Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what is going on here? The army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies? But as far as the general is concerned... Ah, yes. That side of the general really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out. But sir, Your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation has been conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the General later. If there... is there anything else you wish me to address? No, sir. Alright, men, pack it up. We'll return to the Harken Gate. Oh, go, get out of here, quick. Go, 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 go. It looks like that's that. It seems that some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please allow me to apologize. I appreciate the gesture. But we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well. So how about we let bygones be bygone? Bygones? Yep, bygones. That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organizations working together grant us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I'm looking forward to any progress you make with this recent series of events. Thank you. We'll do what we can. He seems like a decent guy. Yeah, I wonder who he is. Colonel, it's almost the appointed time. Oh, already? Excuse me, but it appears I must take my leave. Oh, but before I do, it looks like I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. If there is anything I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me. Seems like an okay guy. Don't trust him. Colonel Richard. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. And I was the one who mentioned his name earlier. So something about him being a sharp young officer who leads the Royal Army's intelligence division. Yes, that's why you don't trust him. All right. Well, for someone in the military, he sure knows how to listen to others. Exactly, that's why he's in the intelligence division. Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard on the eyes either. Seems like he's more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army. Hey, you guys. What was that you were just talking to in the black uniform? I could swear I've seen him somewhere before. Are you trying to tell me you didn't recognize him at all? That was Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know, the guy you mentioned earlier. What? You're not pulling my leg, are you? As fun as that would be. No. He said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is. Just think that the legend himself would show up here. We can't wait around like there's any longer, Dorothy. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Aye, sir. But I'm really not sure why we're chasing after anyone. Do you see his eyes light up? What if he's going to do an interview or something? Anyone else in the army would brush him off. But I'm sure the colonel will oblige him. Oliver's eye now. What's the matter, Olivier? You look serious, and I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you. I was just thinking about the colonel. I'll be the first to admit that he's quite the specimen of a man. But what? I can say with confidence that he doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies. Yeah, sure, that's what you're thinking, mate. I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival. You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua? I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Alright, let's see here. Now that the soldiers are gone, how about we resume our own investigation? Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't talk to earlier. Good idea. Just like, what are you up to, Olivier? It's not that simple, is it? I saw you, So who were the people I couldn't speak to? Yeah. I'm not trying to leave. Yet. It's up here, I wanted. I was putting my son to bed last night, when suddenly some masked men kicked in the door and came storming in. I didn't tell my husband because I didn't want him to worry. But my ring, which was from my mother, was taken. A bunch of strangers came in the house without asking. When I was scared, so I hid under the bed. It's probably a good idea. Right, well done. It was quick thinking, quick thinking. Okay, so it was in here, wasn't it? There was someone. Oh dear me. Weren't you the Braces who came to ask questions not that long ago? Oh right, we did come before. really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask was about what happened last night, right? Yes, that's right. This is a good time for you. Yeah, this is as good as time as any. It was in the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Liberl factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right there and then. Though it turned out to be burglars. The burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see, so it was the Sky Bandits, huh? So you're saying, then, is that this house didn't incur a loss of any kind? Yeah, thanks to the mercy of the goddess. Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late, and then he went to the bar? If it was only that, that would be forgivable. In addition to being no good drinker, he's obsessed with this. Cecile raised her hand in a casting motion. Oh, I get it. I mean fishing, right? I see now. That's right, he loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday he said something about catching some smelt and truck off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back. So what you're saying is he doesn't know anything about the incident? That's exactly what I'm saying. When that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's going to get what for, let me tell you. Hi, honey, I'm home. Run, mate. Oh, well, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. What's this? Do we have guests? You senile old man. My goodness, woman. What kind of fiery temper has gotten into you? Do you know it's rude to act like that in front of guests? If anyone's being rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can just take off, do what he likes at a time like this. Huh? What do you mean at a time like this? Maybe I should explain. Yeah, this gave him a brief explanation. Burglars by Sky Bandits? Don't say. Now that is terrible. To think that they hightailed it out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. Guess they got to experience the Cecile effect firsthand. What did you just say? Let's all calm down now, shall we? But to think that these Sky Bandits came in the night like they did, and then just disappeared like that. I wonder if it's anything to do with that thing he was talking about the other day. He? What do you mean? Oh, right, you don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He's staying at the inn down the lakeshore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night. Strange bunch? Well, that sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you heard? Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all heresy. Heresy? Hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door and then out onto the road. However, when he asked around at the inn in the morning, it turned out that no one like that had stayed there the night before. Yeah, that's rather odd. So was there any type of burglary at the inn? No, nothing of the sort at all, in fact. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I'd recommend to anyone. I've been there, it's nice, yeah. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot. Itchy head. Though there weren't any definite clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur, especially like the one that described all the delicious food at the inn. That's not what we're talking about here. Although I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on there, then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating. No, it is. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the Sky Bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high. Oh, well, I guess that's one way to think about it. In the light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army, or the Sky Bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'd be extremely difficult to corner them only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. We need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements. I see, so what you're saying is that we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one. How about we get going? Off to the beautiful Valerian Lake, extolled in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Liberl. And we shall end this part here. See you in the next part when we just do a little double check around this place. Maybe try and leave. Yes, I can leave. So I'm going back to that village to see what's going on with the NPCs there, and then we'll eventually head to the lake. So, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.